Okay, hello there, and this is DJ Tuli, and I would like to welcome you this evening to the Latin Explosion show here on Colorful Radio. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce you today to my very special guest, who's an honor for us to have him with us this evening, and that's none other than the great Tito Puente Jr. Tito, how are you? Thank you so much for
Gracias, gracias,
talk to us today.
gracias. Eso, para
Oh
un
my
gran Carlos parece de mi padre, Tito Puente, Rey del Timbal.
Oh my God, amazing. That is amazing. Wow. Out
Mucho
of the
gusto,
three,
Tuli, muchas gracias por invitarme. Thank you.
no, I'm very grateful that you accepted this invite. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us this evening. And
Sure.
so Tito, right. So obviously your name gives it away. You are the son, the youngest son of that great legend, Tito Puente. So how is it to be the son of such a legend? How was it growing up with such a superstar?
My father, Rey del Timbal, the king of Latin music, Tito Puente. Of course, he was an amazing man, passed away 20 years ago. We are reflecting on his life and legacy this year. It's
Here,
the
yes.
20th anniversary of his passing this year. He passed away on May 31st, 2000. Growing up in New York City, in Spanish Harlem, and in el barrio Nueva York, Puerto Riqueño, Boricua. It was just amazing. Yo recuerdo muchas historias de mi padre. I remember so many great stories growing up being his son, and he will forever be remembered as the king of Latin music. His music resonates around the world, and I'm just so grateful that I got the experience, opportunity to be the youngest of three kids, and we grew up and all became successful in our own right, and I'm continue his music even till to today. So it's
Amazing.
really something special. It was great growing up. It was great.
Excellent. So out of the three of you, I understand that you are the only one who's a musician. Is that right? Or there was another, your other brother also?
My brother, mi hermano trabaja también con músico. He plays a marimba and he's a percussion player too. Mi hermana Audrey Puente, ella es una meteorologista, a meteorologist. She
Oh,
does the
wow.
weather in New York on TV. So she didn't go to the music, but she's very popular on television. And then, of course, I'm the youngest, Tito Puente Jr. And there you go. Mi papá, nombre de mi padre. The name of my father is Ernest Anthony Puente. Name became Tito Puente because, well, the word Tito is a derivative of something small in Espanol, you know.
Yeah.
So Ernestito was my
Right.
father's name, Ernestito. So then he named me Tito Puente Jr. Y yo tengo un hijo, I have a son, and his name is Tito Puente Jr. Jr. Número tres.
Oh
He's the
my
third.
God, that's awesome. And I
Yeah.
understand that you've always been into music. However, you were not into salsa music until after your father's passing. Is that right?
That is true. I was into rock and heavy metal music. I love
Oh
it.
my
I
God.
still do to this day. Yeah, he didn't care for it too much, but I still love all my rock and heavy metal music today, and I still listen to it. But I enjoy the music of my late father. I got into it after actually when I started traveling with him around the world in the '90s, in the late '90s, right before his passing, and
Right,
learned a lot about the Afro Caribbean culture and Afro Cuban music.
right,
So
right.
yeah.
And you were taught by him to play the timbal?
Mira, para toda la gente sabe eso, pero no. Tito Puente did not teach me how to play drums. I had to go to school to
Oh,
learn.
wow.
Yeah, my father made me go to school, and I'm glad that he did. That way, I learned how to read and write music too, and it was a really something. I felt that I needed to learn on my own because I was into doing jazz music. I was playing a lot of jazz music. He was playing different timing, and it was a different genre of music altogether. But he made sure that I got the good education of learning how to read and write. I went to Five Towns College in New York, and from there it took off, and I started doing and again, has nothing to do with Tito Puente music. So, but I'm glad I got the opportunity to go to school and learn how to play. You know,
Right.
from
And you, your
my
first
teachers.
album, you actually, on your first album, you included one of your dad's biggest hits, which was Oye Como Va. And in
Yeah.
your album, that track came number 7 on the Billboard. Is that right?
That is true. And even till today, I play that song, and everybody knows the Oye Como Va. Of course, because of Carlos Santana.
Yeah,
In 1971, he did a rock version, and I did a dance version of it. And it
right.
went #1 in many countries, #7 on the Billboard charts. And I won a couple of awards, Billboard Latin Music Award for the video. And I
Yes,
had some long hair. I had some long hair, and
I
and
saw that actually. I saw the video.
my dad, my dad was in the video too, and we worked with La India, La
Wow.
Princesa de la Salsa. She's on the record too, and it was a great opportunity to do the three generations of Tito Puente's version, Carlos Santana's version, and then Tito Puente Jr. version of Oye Como Va. Worldwide hit. So I was happy
Amazing.
about that. The dance clubs, yeah.
Right. So in your early years, it was more about pop music, and then you gradually moved on to more into the mambo and your dad's legacy.
Yes, yeah. I started off with first. I still love rock. I started off with heavy metal, and then when after I graduated from my college years of performing jazz music, I started doing dance music in the early '90s. From 1991 to '93, I was experimenting and with machines and drum machines and stuff, and then I came into my own world of doing Latin house music. And that was
Oh,
very
wow.
popular back then. Along with, I was mentioning to you earlier about Sandy and Papo, Los Ilegales,
Yes,
and a very popular group called Proyecto Uno.
of
No
course.
pare, sigue,
Oh my
sigue.
God.
And I work with them for many years, and we traveled around the planet and performing merengue house, Latin house music, Afro house, Latin music. Very popular in the UK as well. We went
Yes.
over there and did many, many festivals and concerts in Spain, all across the world. And it was just a great experience bringing Afro-Cuban music and house music together.
Together.
And my father didn't understand it, but he liked the version that I did with Oye Como Va.
He approved.
So,
He approved.
yes, yes, thank God.
Now, later on, you
Yeah.
went on to do some cover versions of your dad's work. I think that was in 2004. You did the
Yes,
in my father's steps, and I believe that you are
in
now
Los Pasos. Yeah.
uh-huh, and I believe that you are now working on a new album.
Yes. Well, the first record that I did was in 2004. It's called En Los Pasos de Mi Padre. It was a tribute to my late father after his passing in 2000. And at that time, Tuli, I was hearing a lot of tributes to my father. Hay mucho homenaje de Tito Puente.
Yeah.
And I was saying to myself, man, it would be really special. So I got the blessing from a mi madre, mi hermano, mi hermana, my family. They were saying, hey, why don't you do a record for dad? So I wanted to do my own tribute record, and I took a lot of the hits and éxitos that he had from the Palladium era, which is an era of the music of the 1950s, of a big popular nightclub in New York City with the sounds of Tito Rodriguez, Machito, Celia Cruz, Johnny Pacheco. Those are the kings and the titans of the mambo music back then. So I did a beautiful tribute to him in 2004. I did another album many years later called Got Mambo, and I did some more tribute, and then I started going into more original Latin jazz music. And
Oh
the
wow.
latest record, I'll be in the studio tonight, as a matter of fact, finishing
Awesome.
up. So I'm excited. Yeah, I said let me do the interview with you first. We're gonna do some trumpet parts tonight, and it's
Awesome.
10 songs, 10 canciones de la música de la era 50 también. These are other Tito Puente éxitos,
Oh wow.
very popular songs. My father had 186 albums. That's a lot of music.
186.
So, yes, 186 is from the last count up to the year 2000. So he did about 2 albums a year for 100 years.
Wow. I
Something
mean, I
like that.
know that
Yeah.
his career spanned for over 50 years. And you mentioned you did
Yes.
a Facebook Live yesterday, and you mentioned something that really made me giggle, and I thought I must try it. You did mention that you recently got an Alexa.
Yes.
And then you want to tell us what you
Yeah.
said about last night about Alexa, your
So okay, so
experiment.
I did it. Yeah, I was gonna do it today, but I didn't. But I'm gonna try it. I'll probably do it tomorrow morning. So my friend told me he bought one of those Alexa or the Google things, and you just tell it what to play.
Yeah.
And he said he told Alexa one morning at 7 a.m. He said, "Hey Alexa, play Tito Puente music." He came home from work at 7 at night. It was still playing Tito Puente music. Big. So I'm going to try that out and get back to you on that one. But there were so many great songs that my father did in the 1950s, 1949 all the way to 1963. He did about 4 to 5 albums a year. So
Wow.
that's why when he came out, and he was a very in-demand composer and a timbalero también. So at that time was really what I wanted to get the essence of Puente. So I cherry picked some songs. I put 10 songs together. We're in the final stages of getting the orchestra sound. 3 saxophones, 2 trumpets, 2 trombones, conga, timbal, bongo, piano, bass. I'm working with Marlo Rosado
Oh, wow.
from La
Yes.
Riqueña, a
Yes.
tremendo Grammy Award winner. He's a fantastic producer. He traveled the world with me. So we're working with him. And on the album, I'm doing a lot of tunes from that era and then some from the 80s. I have from Panama, El Meñique. He's a fantastic singer. Work with the Tito Puente Orchestra,
Wow.
original orchestra. So working with Meñique on a song. I have El Conguero, Giovanni Hidalgo. I wanted to do a tune. We have a song in place right now with El Maestro Tony Vega, El Cantante, but he just
Huh.
recently had heart surgery.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait on him. And then I have a great tune with I can't wait to get together with him with Ismael Miranda, El
No way.
Gran Cantante, La Infania All Stars.
Wow.
Yeah, so working with him. And then the last one on the list is I got to put a female in there. So I called up my friend Sheila E. So hopefully she'll play the little timbal on some of the
Ah,
songs. And I got some great special invited guests that are going to be performing. But the songs are all mambo, cha-cha-cha, no hay balada.
hardcore, hardcore
So
stuff.
very
That's what
exciting.
we like.
Hardcore salsa, salsa dura, salsa dura.
Excellent. And what's the album gonna be called? Have you got a name for it already?
I think at this point we're just the final stages of putting the music together, but we are considering it a 20th anniversary homenaje tribute record to Tito Puente. I'm not sure about the title yet. We're still cherry picking that, but it is a 20th anniversary edition of Tito Puente tribute to my father. I'm not sure if I'm going to call it that. I might call it something like Mambo Rama or maybe Dance
No.
Mania Volume 3. Something wild like that. I'm coming up with different names. I might ask everybody on Facebook or on
Football.
the internet,
Yeah.
put a name.
Football.
Yeah, get a poll.
Yeah.
So, but exciting. I'm very excited. The music's almost done. I'll be recording tonight, and then we start recording most of the singers that are going to be recording artists that I have on the album. I have to send the music out to them first because of the coronavirus, and we can't get into the studio. But it's easier this way. So I just send them the music, they play on it, they send it back, and then hopefully we'll get it all together, and it'll be out by the end of this year. I'm going to say probably September.
Oh wow.
September
Yeah,
should be released.
that was
Yeah.
gonna be my next question. When do you think the album is gonna be ready? So
I'm going to say probably September. I'm going up to New York in a couple of weeks for me because we're in hot spots in Florida. There's a lot of hot spots with the virus, so we
yes.
have to be very careful. But I'm going to go up there and work on some music with the great artists up there in New York too. I have some fantastic singers from my dad's original orchestra that'll be participating in the album as well. Gives
Amazing.
it that Tito Puente magic, a
Amazing. Look
Tito Puente
forward to
magic.
that. So please do let us
Yeah.
know when the album is out. So obviously we will promote it
Yes.
here on Colorful Radio.
Um,
It will be our pleasure.
Exclusive, Tuli. I'll make sure I
Indeed.
get it to you.
Eh,
Lo tiene primero, primero.
thank you. And now, Tito, another thing I wanted to talk to you about is something that you made an announcement recently as well about your dad, and that is the announcement that there is going to be a docu-series being made in tribute to the memory of your dad. So you announced that not too long ago. I think it was just after the 20th anniversary of his passing.
Yes.
So I believe, is it you who's going to be producing it? How is it going to be done?
I'm working with a company with Mr. Edward James Olmos, the actor, a very famous actor around the world that worked with all types of great movies and American Me, Selena. I
Oh,
can go on
wow.
and on with his accolades. He is an amazing actor. I'm working with his son, Michael Olmos,
Right.
and Damon Whitaker, the brother of Mr. Forrest Whitaker, the great actor as well. And and David Guzman, the screenplay writer. So they are coming together, and they're getting we're going to do a docu-series. So a docu-series, Tuli, is when we're going to do many different episodes. So it'll probably be between 6 or 8. Pero recuerda, remember, the life and legacy and the career of Tito Puente is so vast and large. We couldn't do just a small documentary of an hour or an hour and a half because there's so much to talk about. He had such a big life, and starting from El Barrio, Nueva York, with Puerto Rican roots, my grandmother, his mother, how he learned Afro-Cuban music, his life, his marriages, you know, his children, who he was as a person. I want to get that real essence of how it was tough growing up in New York City back in the 1930s when they didn't have any television. Hay un radio, they just had radio. But music was really where he learned from the streets of New York and learning and playing timbales and being one of the greatest showmen of our time. He also served in World War II as well.
That was going to be
so
my
we want
next
to
mention.
talk about
3
that.
years.
Yeah, we're gonna need a episode itself just for that. And then also, I was mentioning yesterday that my father worked with Celia Cruz, La Lupe, Sophie, La India, so many female singers. He was one of the first iconic legend band leaders to presentar un mujer, a woman in front of an orchestra. So we're gonna need 2 or 3 episodes just for that. So I think this is going to be probably more than 6 or 7 episodes. It's going to be a docu-series, maybe even, I was telling them about, we need to do about 12.
Wow.
It'll be a long series. Yeah, it'll be long. And his legacy is just amazing. It's such a large career. 7-time Grammy Award winner, 14 nominations. Una estrella, star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Wow.
In Hollywood.
2 streets named after him, one in New York and one in Florida?
Yeah, Dos Calle, Tito Puente Way, where he grew up in New York City. One over here in Wynwood in South Florida, Tito Puente Street. It's just an amazing, vast career. And hopefully with the production and the producers of Edward James Olmos and his son and his family, and of course the producers are going to come together and make this amazing project. And hopefully after the series is done, we could talk about going into doing a feature film, a whole movie, like a biopic on Tito Puente. Now everybody's asking me, am I going to play Tito Puente? I don't know. Yo no tengo pelo blanco. I don't have white hair yet. So hopefully there's some great actors out there that would love to play the part of Tito Puente, or we'll do some castings. And hopefully that will 2022 or 2021, the end of 2021. But this series will most likely, we're just starting the pre-production. I'm getting exclusive footage from our family, from my family, from my mom, and we have exclusive home video of us growing up with Dad. And real cool stuff. So you guys are going to see Tito Puente as a man, as just a homebody, what he used to eat, what he used to drink. Yeah, as a father, sitting at home, laying in his beautiful chair. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity to show Tito Puente as the father, the man, the legend who he was. And it's something that most fans have never seen before. And I'm glad we could share that. This hopefully will come to fruition by 2021, a nice docu-series, and it'll probably come on some streaming service. I'm not sure yet, but we're in the preliminary stages, and I'm excited. So as I told you before, I'm not only going to New York to record, I'm going to see my family and friends up there who have footage of Tito Puente. I'm going to digitize it and then send it out to our producers. And it's a real exciting project to be a part of.
I bet. And already, have you come across any of that footage that you didn't know existed, or that, you know, something that you thought, oh my God, this is amazing, we must include this in docuseries? Have you come across any of that already?
Yeah, I think I have a lot of photos. Remember, I was born in 1971, so any footage or videos, there wasn't too much video before 1970. Everything was, photos and still shots. Wow. However, I got some fantastic pictures of my dad from the war, and him in his Navy outfit, him as a teenager, how he grew up in Puerto Rico, how he grew up in New York City, him as a young boy. with his sister, who had a fatal, tragic ending. She was my aunt. Her name was Annie, my father's sister. She passed away back when my father was a child. So
And
he,
did she
and
dance
then my
with him?
father had a brother too who passed away as well. She was a dancer, and she danced with my father. And he used to win dance contests in Spanish Harlem, New York City, back in the 1930s. And she passed away from they had polio and meningitis back then, so she expired way before my mother was even born, or any of us. However, we want to tell that story. That's a story that should be told, and people would have find interest in that. That Tito Puente did have a family, and he had a brother and a sister, and my grandmother, and from humble beginnings into becoming a worldwide icon. So this is something special that you and the world are going to experience. It's something really cool.
Amazing. I mean, I read that he actually he was a dancer, and because of an injury, he then started. That's what then he made the move into playing music. Is that right?
That is correct. I can only go by what he told me.
Right, right.
I wasn't there. I'm the youngest, but according to history and according to my mother and my brother's older than me. So yes, that my father had a bicycle accident and he hurt his ankle and he gave up on dancing and started playing percussion. And then my grandmother, God rest her soul, Ercilia Puente, paid 25 cents back in 1929 or 1930 for Tito Puente to take piano lessons.
Wow.
And from that, he
The
became a
rest is
child prodigy and became a worldwide icon. The rest is history, and we want to tell that history and show it.
absolutely that, and it's so great what you're doing, making sure that his legacy stays alive and making sure that it's there for
Absolutely.
perpetuity. And I can't wait for that docu-series to be out and watch it or binge watch it. And I really
Binge
hope they
watch it.
show
I
it.
would want to.
I really hope they show it here
And
in
the
the
soundtrack, they'll show it in the UK. They'll show it around the world. We want to make sure that. And I did tell Mr. Olmos and the producers that this is a worldwide renowned icon, Latin international superstar. So everybody in the world knows Tito Puente. I've traveled around the planet and to places where I can't even pronounce, and the language too, from every continent, from Africa, Australia, Europe, China, everywhere around the world, South America, Central America, Canada, around the planet, everybody knows Tito Puente. He's a household name. So we will have it in different languages, in Espanol, Inglés, and we'll have, to translate. So the story needs to be told in every language around the world. And imagínate the soundtrack. It's going to be
oh.
incredible. The music. So the music to the whole thing is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So we have
I
so
bet.
much music that we have to pick out, and what would people like. We want to talk about the mambo dancing, the salsa DJs. We want to talk about salsa music, Afro-Cuban music. The whole docu-series is really gonna not only talk about Puente, but it's gonna talk about mambo and how it was created and the sound. And we're gonna add anybody who's still with us, all the icons, Johnny Pacheco, and of course Arturo Sandoval. We want to get everybody and everybody who's still with us that work with Tito Puente to do testimonies and speak about how Tito Puente affected their careers and their lives and their music world.
Right. We know in the salsa scene, in the dance scene here, we know one of the masters of teaching mambo, how to dance mambo, is Mr. Eddie Torres, who worked with your dad for over 20 years, choreographing the dance routines during his performances. So I hope that he's also going to be included somehow.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And his son too, Eddie Torres Jr. He's fantastic. Yeah, we want to do like a double generation, two generation thing. But Mr. Eddie Torres is an amazing asset to this documentary, and he really worked with my father very closely on choreographing some beautiful, beautiful numbers for Tito Puente's when my father toured around the world. So
Yes.
I would love to have him. We'll be reaching out to him as well.
Oh, that's excellent. I'm glad to hear. I'm very pleased to hear that. That was one of the questions I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
because we would love for Eddie to be involved in that as well. So that's great.
Answer still to this day, and I love that he always thanked Tito Puente, my father, for
Yes,
his career path
yes.
and why he chose to dance and everything. And I appreciate that. On behalf of my family, we love Eddie Torres. We love his whole family. His son is an amazing dancer. And I'm actually going to reach out to him because I want him to do some choreograph junior. So two juniors will work together, which would be great.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Sorry, we're having a little bit of a sound problem, and so apologies for that.
Sorry.
But no, it's been amazing. So please do let us know. Keep us posted when that movie and the docu is gonna come out, and by all means, also when the album is coming out, which is gonna be even sooner. So look forward to that. And then also, if you have any plans to come back to the UK, you know where we are. Keep us posted. Let us know any developments, anything that you want us to promote. We'll gladly do so, and we really looking forward to all that stuff that's coming out very soon.
Thank you, muchísima gracias. I appreciate it. And of course, follow me on Instagram and
Yes,
Facebook at Tito Puente Jr. You guys can watch everything that's happening. We're going to be recording the album. I'm excited. And thank you so much, Tuli, for having me. You're a doll. I appreciate it. Muchísimas gracias. Mucho, mucho amore. Y gracias a ustedes. Viva Venezuela. Viva Venezuela.
amen, amen. Thank you. Likewise.
Claro que sí, and God bless you. Hopefully, we'll be on the across the pond and play in the UK real soon. I
Yes.
had some concerts there, but next summer we'll definitely be there.
Oh, yes, please. That would be amazing. Oh, yes,
Yes,
you
and
have to
you are
come to the
invited to
UK.
come. You'll be my guest to come to the concerts, and I love the UK, and we'll have such a great time. And I'm excited to be working with my buddy Wilmer Simpontenes
Oh,
allá. He's
yeah,
my
with Lucy
friend. I love
Pontes, yeah.
Wilmer. El Timbal always
Oh,
work
that's
with.
amazing.
Yeah, I love, and Dorance,
Doran's Loza,
claro que
Secreto
sí, ese es mi
Café,
compadre también.
friend of mine.
Yeah, I love those guys, man. Tell them I said hello.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah,
will. But thank you
I
so
love
much,
those guys.
Tito. I really appreciate
Gracias, mi
it.
amor. Thank you guys for having me. Que viva Tito Puente. Mira, mira ahí. Ajá. Con viva Tito Puente.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Gracias. Thank you, Tuli. Muchísimas gracias, mi amor.
Thank you.
All
Take
right?
care. Have a
Okay, we'll
blessed
talk
day.
soon.
Take care.
Okay, mama. Ciao.
Ciao.